If your life feels heavy right now, it's not because you're weak, and it's not because you lack discipline, and it's not because you don't care enough. It's because you never define what done looks like. When there's no clear win, everything becomes your responsibility. Every task is yours, every meeting is yours, every report is yours. You own everything. And when everything becomes your responsibility, you never feel like you're able to put anything down. Most people call this stress. Some call it a burnout. I'm going to call it what it actually is: undefined vision. What do you mean, undefined vision? Well, today isn't about motivation, and it's not about pushing harder, and it's not about caring more. Today's about vision. Why this matters: here's a trap high performers fall into. You don't quit when things get hard. You don't complain. You absorb pressure and keep moving. Guilty of it. That's why people rely on you, and that's why things route to you. That's why problems end up on your desk. The issue isn't you work too hard. The issue is that nothing ever ends. Day never stops. Phone calls keep coming. Texts keep piling up. WhatsApp is WhatsApping. Signaling. There's no finish line. No exit criteria. No definition of what good actually looks like. So work expands, meetings multiply, and everything quietly becomes yours. That's not leadership. That's vision that was never defined. Wake up, work, repeat. There was a season of my life where every day looked exactly the same. Wake up, work, repeat. Wake up, go to work, solve problems, come home, eat, put the kids to bed, go to sleep. Wake up, work, repeat. Wake up, go to work, solve problems, come home, eat, put the kids to bed, go to sleep, repeat. Nothing was on fire. Nothing was technically broken, but everything felt heavy. I was failing. I was lazy. I was lost. I wasn't failing. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't lost. I was stagnant. Hard work didn't fix it. More discipline didn't fix it. More responsibilities didn't fix it. What fixed it was the realization. Hard work doesn't move forward if you don't know where forward is. I didn't need more effort. I needed to define what winning actually looked like. Until I did that, every day felt endless. Vision is not a dream. Vision is not a quote. Is not a board or a checklist or some stickers I put on the calendar. Those things do feel good. I'm guilty because I've done them too. I have a vision board that I like to see where I would like to be, where I want to go. Seeing the bigger picture, knowing who you want to become and where you're headed. Vision. What is vision? Vision is seeing the bigger picture. Vision is just not walking in and doing those mundane tasks that you feel like you're always doing day in, day out. Did I check my email? Did I text that person? Did I check on this? Did I go look at that? Those are all great things. Those are all things that you have set in place. It might be part of your system, which is fantastic. You're great. But what is your end state? What is your vision for the day? What does a win look like? You don't want to just continue to go in and have that wake up and work repeat cycle. What did you count as a win? What did you count as success that day? All those other things that you do, have goals and have a vision board and have these great quotes and maybe even a word of the day. Those are all great things. But what does the vision of the day look like? What does the win? Can you visualize the end state of your day so you know you don't just feel like you're going in there and just spinning the wheels? Make sure your vision is clear and it answers the questions of the day that maybe someone else might have. And you can do this internally, which is yourself, or you can also have this for your team, maybe a team vision. So that way, when you could go out, or if anyone can, or if I was to come visit, or if anyone was to come visit and ask a member on your team, what is the end state or the vision of the day, or what is the win for the day, that they're able to tell them and articulate, hey, if I get X, Y, and Z done, I know my day is done. So you have that sense of accomplishment, like you did something. Because if you don't do that, then you're just going to, like I said, end up going to work and you're back in that cycle, wake up, work, repeat. So have that vision. And the real failure leaders avoid, which most leaders think they have a vision, but what they really have is just a bunch of activity. They say things like, we'll keep pushing on, or we'll just adjust it later, or we'll figure it out, or we'll shoot from the hip. That's not leadership. That's just annoyance. Because the moment you define the win, you expose the gap in the areas where you need to fulfill or you need to correct or do. And once the gap is exposed, ownership becomes unavoidable. Undefined vision protects comfort. It defines vision. When you define the vision, it demands responsibility and ownership. That's why most people never do it. That's why most people never define what the win looks like for the day. They just go in, spin around on their chairs, check a few emails, and think they called it a day. But when they're on their way home with the music off and the windows up, they're trying to figure out, what did I even actually do today? I worked hard. I was the first one in. I didn't take a lunch and I was the last one out. Why do I still feel this way? Maybe you didn't define your vision. Maybe you weren't clear enough. So vision has 3 non-negotiables. First one, define the end state. What does the end state look like? What does done actually mean? What does done actually look like? You say done, but what is done? Not that busy, not tired. What does done look like? Like, hey, I'm just going to work till I'm tired. That's not done. Second, clear ownership. Who owns it? Who owns what when you're not there? If everything still comes to you, ownership is not ever assigned. Third, exit criteria. Can you step away without guilt? Does it all fall apart? Hard question to ask yourself, honestly. Can I define a successful week in one sentence? Can my team tell me when something is complete without asking? If I disappear for 48 hours, what would break? If those questions make you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is clarity trying to show up. You don't need more discipline. You need fewer distractions. Vision is about dreaming big. It's about caring less. When you define the win, you will give yourself permission to stop. And leaders who never stop eventually break. Because once the win is defined, someone has to own it.